You're now tuned in to this week's episode of our podcast. Today we are going to interview some of the greatest and most influential minds in our field. By sharing our collective expertise, we will show you how to harness, control, and use your own skill set to achieve ultimate success and live the life you want. And now, please welcome your host.
Welcome on back to the Anomalies podcast, everybody. We're doing a little Friday night edition. I'm your host, Tanner, up in Wisconsin. We got a full crew tonight. TA, Tyler Allen out in Nebraska. Trashman, Ronnie, California. JJ Flegel is out in Indy. Marco in Iowa. Or Barry, looks like he's drinking White Claw, so definitely Barry tonight. And a very special guest down in the Indianapolis area, Marnee. Thanks for jumping on with us.
Hit me. Welcome. Thank you, guys.
So Marco obviously knows you the best, so I'm gonna let Marco do a little introduction, and then this is gonna go off the rails really fast. I can already tell.
Sure. For anybody that follows Todd McComas or any of the guys, Pat McAfee, this is Marnee is Todd's fiance. And she's a nurse and a mother of like several dogs. And if you don't have IG,
big dogs,
and apparently now a rabbit.
Potentially rabbits.
I feel like some of the dogs you own though can't be classified as dogs. Like Todd said, they're fucking like horses. So.
Oh, he just came up and Todd just yelled at him to go away. He just walked right up to me and Todd was like.
And you have actual horses too, right?
I do. I have one horse, Steve.
Okay.
Steve the horse.
Steve the horse.
You ever feed him peanut butter and jelly sandwiches?
No, he eats oatmeal cream pies.
Oh, okay. I knew there had to have been some sort of dessert. If you got a name like Steve, you're eating good.
He's a thoroughbred off the track, so he's just a cheap-ass hand-me-down that I got. But seriously, oatmeal cream pies are his favorite food. You can get them at the gas station, and they come in like double-deckers, like almost like Big Macs. Those are his favorite, but he loves them. That's his favorite food. That is all he cares about in life is oatmeal cream pies. But
well, shout out Steve, man. He's eating good. He's living his best horse life.
That's our next guest, by the way.
So, Marnee, I don't think any of us have ever actually talked to you before. Maybe like on Twitter or whatever, but
I creepily talk to Marco like constantly. I like all of his pictures and I comment on all of his stuff.
Does Todd let you out of the house? Like, has the quarantine been a change at all for you?
No.
No, not at all. Not at all. I just constantly read like. I don't have Twitter. I'm one of those losers that don't have Twitter. But like on Facebook and Instagram, I just like and comment on all the shit because I love Marco and all of his friends and family. I just comment and like all their stuff.
Marco, this is the first person to say positive things about you. So what's going on here?
See? Yeah. Well, we got a chance to hang out when the night that I met Pat in Indy when he did the kickoff party. Marnee was there all night, so we got to like know each other and we got drunk as shit that night.
Shocker.
Yeah, it was a good time.
Yeah, you literally are the first guest who knows Marco who started saying positive stuff about it.
Yeah, literally.
Including his girlfriend.
Yeah.
I know. Seriously, when he messaged me, I think it's so funny that he screenshotted all this stuff because I told Todd, I was like, Todd, they want me on their podcast. And he started dying laughing and he went, oh, God.
Well, we actually wanted to have you on before Todd, but Marco actually sent the DM to the wrong person. So that's how it worked out. And then Todd wouldn't get off. He was on for 3 hours.
Yeah, I wish I could have been there for that.
So he's got another 3 hours left in him.
So from what I've seen, there's usually 4 people. Who's the extra person tonight?
Now there's usually 5.
Now there's usually 5? Okay.
Yeah, I've been dealing with a bunch of
You're the
BS.
new guy. Oh,
Well,
Tanner's gone again. Bye,
He's
Tanner.
the new guy. I'm the guy who's sometimes not here.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I put together the thing.
Yeah,
Well-
he. Man, this mirrored image thing.
So
It's just odd.
me and Ronnie
Another
used to
Brady
call in
Bunch
to,
reference.
to Pat's show when he was at Barstool, and then
Yeah.
TA, you called in a couple times too, didn't you?
Yeah, I was waiting. I never got through.
I
But I
called in a
was the
little
one.
bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then after that, we just kind of all became internet friends, and then this all happened.
So you guys
Yeah.
all met each other through like
Pat.
Pat.
Twitter.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was
Basically,
the guy that when Tyreek Hill took over the camera, I was right there patting Tyreek on the shoulder. Going,
He had
"That's
the
for
For the Brand
benefit."
shirt on.
Oh my God.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, yeah. Me and Marco have been talking for like 2 years now, just like bullshitting. But yeah, the rest of us we kind of just met on Twitter.
Yep.
Oh my God.
And
I
I-
Yeah.
love
It's wild.
that.
I've met Tyler, who lives in Nebraska, and then I met Tanner here when he came to Iowa.
Yeah, I
Not-
taught Marco
not
how to
for me.
drink.
Actually, not for me. He has a friend that graduated a college that's from my hometown, so he came down, so we all got drunk together.
Oh my freaking God. That's unreal.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
worked out pretty well.
Unreal.
I met Brian in Champaign. He came up to La Crosse, Wisconsin, and well, I taught him how to drink too. He hid his let's say his brother-in-law hid his vape pen in the hotel room and kicked off the fire alarm or smoke detectors within like 30 seconds of me meeting him.
God.
Yeah, we are, as advertised, a shit show.
See, I can't smoke because I'm already hungry and sleepy enough as it is. So, like, pot just doesn't do anything for me. It
That's
just fucking-
what I'm gonna start telling people why I don't do it.
That's a really good excuse because whenever I say I have a commercial license and I can't, they're just like, "The fuck you mean?" So I'll just start saying that.
Tanner's drug is cheese.
It's true. Yeah, everybody, I need you to go and like quadruple your dairy intake right now, because it's a rough life out there for a farmer.
It's hard out here for a farmer.
Tanner, you're in Wisconsin?
Yep,
Oh my God. Where at?
northwest Wisconsin. So I live in Menominee.
Okay.
It's like if you know where Eau Claire is, I'm 20 minutes just west of Eau Claire.
So I vacation in Boulder Junction every year,
Oh,
which
okay.
is just north of Minocqua.
Sure. Yep.
So
That's,
everybody makes fun of me because when I say Wisconsin, I say it probably the same way as you do. I grew up in Chicago, so
sure.
you hear that?
Jesus. Did
Is
Todd
there-
get attacked?
A dire wolf in your property?
Did they find the bunny?
I wish I could show you what's happening right now, but I can't.
For everybody watching
Sorry.
on YouTube, you don't get to see the action, but you get to react to our reactions.
Are you okay?
It's Gibson. I wish I could show you he's here now. So it seems like he's okay. I think Todd just wants him out of the room and he didn't want to go. Go on, buddy. Go.
So did you had all your dogs before you were with Todd, right?
I had Carter and Gibson. So I had one of
Okay.
the smaller brown ones and the big Great Dane. And then Todd was recording something for Pat one weekend and I got Jimmy.
Is there a story there? Or?
He didn't answer his phone. I called him like 6 times. He didn't answer his phone, and so I called Bailey, who was with him. And I showed Bailey a picture, and who was living with us at the time, and he went, "Yeah, you should get him." And I was like, "Will you tell your dad?" And he went, "No."
Fucking Billy Gates.
So then we got Jimmy. So technically, I guess Jimmy would be our dog.
Sure.
And
works.
then Carter and Gibson were mine coming into the relationship.
That sounds like how you acquired the third dog. Sounds like something my wife would do. It's like go to a PetSmart, see a dog outside and little things, and just be like, "It was too cute. I couldn't pass up on
It was at PetSmart. It literally was at PetSmart.
Great.
I love it.
He
Fucking
looks
Jimmy.
I know, fucking fat Jimmy is such a piece of shit, but he's such a good dog. And they're all so old. God, they're all so old. It's a hospice dog squad. And I love him so much. But I was telling him earlier, I'm like, I just want like a tiny dog next. Like something that we can take on the road with us if I ever go on the road with him if I'm not actually working. But these giant dogs, they're eating us out of house and home. And we get our food from Costco. And the last time we went to Costco, due to all this nonsense happening, there was no food. So currently they're eating shit food that I got from Tractor Supply.
So, that being said, what is your technical title? What do you do for work?
I am a nurse, but
Oh.
I work in the operating room. So technically I am basically furloughed because all elective cases are canceled. So we do a lot of cancer surgeries. We do a lot of transplant surgeries, which is what I do. So I work full-time transplant and general surgery. And we aren't taking any transplant cases right now because we aren't testing to see who has COVID and who doesn't. So nobody's dying also. I know that sounds really bad, but the suicide rate has gone down, the murder rate has gone down, car accident rate has gone down, so we aren't getting any donors. So transplants have gone down, and then a lot of people don't want to have surgery right now. So
Yeah.
our cases have gone plummeting. So I'm furloughed. I am waiting for them to basically ship me off to do something emergently. But currently here in Indiana, we have not hit that peak where I am needed. So
you and Todd have been quarantined together
Oh,
with
yeah.
those three dogs?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
I bet
yeah.
that's been fun.
So, is it you sleeping on the couch or is he sleeping on the couch?
Oh, he sleeps on the couch. I sleep in bed.
Oh,
So you
God.
guys have really got to know each other over the last couple of weeks, huh?
Well, he started working from home in February, and I only work 3 days a week as a nurse. So I work Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and like Thursday is usually like Thursday through Sunday I'm home. Thursday, Friday I used to be home by myself, and now I am home with that motherfucker. And let me tell you, he always stands in front of the trash can or the dishwasher or the refrigerator. Like, he always stands like exactly where you need to go. He's always in my damn way. He always yells at me for making too much noise vacuuming. Like, it is always freaking something. Like, this is my home these days. You go fucking back to bed, dude. I recently got a TikTok. Don't judge me. I recently got a TikTok. And
No judgment here.
Oh God, I love it. I love it so much. And I just showed him the one thing, and it was like a couple laying in bed, and they were doing that thing from Step Brothers. I was like, "Hey, I fucking hate you." I was like, "Dad, I've never seen anything more accurate about our lives right now." That's us. That is us.
That has to be something that people across, probably the whole world, are really getting to know what it's like. Most of us are essential work. Well, I guess Tanner, myself, and Ronnie are all essential workers, so we get out of the house every day. But there's millions of couples all over the country that don't. It seems like we're about to learn some shit about each other.
You guys are all working every day.
Yeah.
My life has not been affected really much at all.
Really?
I'm not trying to. This isn't arrogance or anything.
No.
But I don't go to the grocery. I'm not going to church, but otherwise, yeah, going to work every day and status quo.
My job has just got busier, so.
Really? What do you do?
I'm a trash man.
Fuck me. Cool. Got that.
His name, it's like, we just call him Trashman Ronnie.
Yeah.
That's what he called into the show as.
Yeah, actually, Pat gave me the name. I just called in. I was like, I'm Ronnie, and there's a noise in the background. He's like, "The fuck is going on behind you?" And I'm like, I'm in my trash truck. He's like, so you're a trash man? And then he asked me like 30 minutes of questions, and I was like, I'm just gonna call in as trash man from now on. He's like, and it's kind of stuck. Now,
I love that.
These idiots call me trash man, and a couple people that I'm friends with in my hometown call me trash man. So.
All right, what do you hate the most? Because I tell you what, I put some dumb shit in my trash can today just to fill it up. What do you hate the most?
Just to fill it up? What kind of white privilege shit is this?
I walked around my garage because my trash can was only half full, and I was like, what the fuck can I put in here to make it totally full?
You can just put the can out half full. You know that, right?
Got to get your money's worth. Eh?
They don't have to have a full can to pick it up.
Yeah.
Does Todd know you're just throwing shit away just to throw away?
It's his shit.
Well, you see this picture behind me?
Yeah.
I guess I can't do that. Still.
Funtown, yeah.
Okay, so there's 3 of them in here, and they all came in boxes.
Oh.
Guess where those boxes are?
Probably not in the burn pile.
No. Because guess where Todd has been? Sitting right here in this seat.
Oh.
Not
Bedroom number
burning
4.
shit. Bedroom number 4.
So you just pointed at one of the posters for the podcast, and I gotta bring it up now before I forget, but you are now a podcaster.
I am a podcaster.
And I guess compliments to you, because when your comments on 1041 are usually comic relief. Is that a good way to put it? Or just shaking your head in disbelief at Todd's comments or bad jokes or whatever it is. But when you go, oh my fucking God, McComas, I lose my shit every time.
Yeah.
I wish there were cameras on us, because there's a lot of times where I forget to talk, and I just sit there. I'm like this motherfucker, like, shut up, like, no, like, enough, because and who did you guys like the most recent episode?
Oh yeah, that's
Okay.
good.
So that was my favorite. That was my favorite episode. This Girly Chew one was my favorite. I liked it so much. I was super engaged. I loved it. And Todd was like, that is not everybody's favorite. They liked the one before that. And the one before that, I zoned out hard. And I was so hungry during it. And Todd had this thing of freaking chocolate-covered almonds behind him. And all I was doing was staring at those chocolate-covered almonds the whole time because I was so hungry.
Are you sure you're not a pothead?
And Todd kept pausing and being like, did you listen to anything I just said? I was like, I think so. I have no idea. And everybody was like, we loved that last episode. We loved that last episode. I'm like, well, I didn't say 2 words because I was so hungry and all I saw was freaking chocolate in the background. No, yeah. So I really liked the last one, though. I thought the last one was the best. So I don't know. I don't know. And Todd's mad at me because he keeps wanting to do what do you want to do? Mafia things.
Yes.
Oh, Mafia's always awesome though.
Do like
It's
30 of
interesting.
them.
Do it.
I have no interest in mafia shit, so I just feel like I'm just gonna zone out on these freaking candied pecans next time, or like.
So we got to ship you candied pecans for you to like be okay with mafia. Is that the
Watch
price
a few
we pay?
episodes of Sopranos and start to talk like them.
He won't let me chew on set, so, or whatever you fucking call it. So I can't eat
Just
while we're
hit the
recording.
mute button.
He like, I have my wine right there, and he yelled at me for the first time when we were recording because I would like sit there and drink, and he went, "I can hear you swallowing." I'm like, all right, well, fuck, like.
I can respect that.
Yeah, we
if you have your wine with you, we're a
Drink
beverage
away.
friendly group.
Yeah.
Well, unfortunately, when I leave here, I got called into work about 15 minutes before we started recording. So I told them that I was like, I'll let you know when I'm done recording this podcast.
Wait, we're standing between you and saving lives?
I'm surprised the beeper hasn't gone off.
I don't. I turned it on silent, so I can still. I don't. It's bad.
We can leave it alone.
Is it saving a life? I don't know. It's like it's somebody that we already had saved their lives, but they like aren't feeling that great. So we're gonna open them up and see why they're not feeling that great.
Okay.
It seems like the last place I would want to be is in any doctor's office or hospital.
So my hospital has 0 COVID cases. 0.
Proud of you.
I have none.
Wow. My dad just had jaw surgery. He had a portion of his jaw taken out and a plate put in. He was getting implants in his teeth and they failed, and there was an infection and he didn't realize it, and he's too stubborn to go to the doctor when his teeth hurt.
Oh, Jesus.
So the infection got in his blood and it like infected part of his bone, and they had to take out a piece of his bone and actually put in a plate. And he was in a hospital that had like 9 cases. So he's isolated from everybody.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
he's just like, I'm like, you would pick this fucking time to fucking get your jaw fucked up, wouldn't you? He's like, nah. Like, if you just went to the doctor 6 months ago, like we told you to.
You wouldn't
it's been going on
be in
that
this
long.
situation.
Yeah, he's been trying to get these teeth put in for fucking 2.5 years.
Dude.
He's had 5 surgeries.
What? Oh, man.
Men.
It's not just men, it's my family. Marnie, I've never said this to you. I've probably said it to the rest of these people. I'm the only person in my family who has all their teeth, can see out of both their eyes, and can hear out of both their ears.
And graduated 8th grade.
And high school, but yes.
Okay.
I didn't graduate 8th grade. I graduated high school. Long story.
I can kind of hear out
No
of both
child
my
left
ears.
behind.
I have all my teeth, and I cannot see out of my eyes. These contacts, I tell you what, I take these out, I can't see shit.
Yeah,
Ronnie, how are them chompers? You brush twice a day? You got white ones? You doing all right?
yeah, I'm doing okay.
Crying.
Teeth check?
Yeah, I got all my teeth. Yeah.
You don't have no meth mouth, huh?
Yeah, no meth mouth.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
You ain't no
Yeah.
Tiger King.
No.
These Indiana people, though, they know our hospital system, though. So they know, like, Methodist is level 1. Eskenazi, which is Wishard, was level 1. And then I'm at university. So we're all transplant and cancer. So they are trying their very damnedest to not put any sort of COVID patients within our immunocompromised population.
That makes sense.
So we are trying very, very, very hard to keep us in our little bubble and spread out the COVID patients to the rest of the hospitals. We don't even have an ER at our hospital. So we have no reason for them to come in unless they are a transplant or a cancer patient.
I didn't realize that was even a thing. I just thought every hospital was like the same type of hospital.
No, we don't have an operating room or an emergency room. We have not had an emergency room for probably 5 years now.
Dang.
They've completely gotten rid of it. Yeah. We still have it, but there's nothing there. So if you want to come into our hospital, you have to call a surgeon or a doctor that you have already had surgery from, and they will admit you directly to the hospital.
I'm learning so much right now.
Well, because I was a patient there, and when I was a patient there, I called a doctor that I worked with, and I was like, hey, here are my symptoms. And he was like, oh, here you go. I'll admit you. And then turned out I had appendicitis, and then I had my appendix taken out. So, like,
That's some serious shit.
yeah, luckily I got to bypass all the rest of that nonsense.
It's good to know people.
Oh, it's very good to know people. I won't go into the rest of it. I'm sure Marco knows some of the stuff because he's been friends with me on Facebook for a while, but he probably saw the rest of it.
I went through something similar when it's been probably 11 years, but I woke up in the middle of the night and I had a terrible pain. And I had to take myself to the ER, and then it ended up being the wrong hospital. They had to put me in the ambulance to drive me to the other hospital.
That's expensive.
I drove myself to this hospital. I can drive myself to the other one. They're like, nope, we got it. And it was appendicitis. But so yeah, I've been there. It's
Do you still
not
have your
great.
appendix?
Nope.
You got
Lost
yours
it that
taken
next
out
day.
too?
Yep. I did.
Missing organ buddies. Look at you two.
Yeah. And tonsils.
Well, I
At
got
the
my
same time?
I got my colon taken
Yeah.
out after that as well. So after they took my appendix out, then they took my fucking colon because. Can I tell them? They found cancer in my appendix. So I had like stage 2 cancer, and they found it in my appendix, and then they took my right colon. So that happened in October. So,
Damn.
Shit.
Yeah.
So, how's life, Marnee? You doing all right?
Yeah, life's good. They caught it really
Good.
quickly. They caught it really quickly. They took it out. All lymph nodes are negative, so I just basically had to recover from surgery. But that is like the definition of like the positive of knowing people
Whew.
in that stuff is because they were like, we wouldn't have opened your appendix, we wouldn't have looked at it, but it was you. We decided to look at it because you have no reason to have appendicitis. You have no reason to have anything. And they opened up my appendix, they looked at it, and they found a 2-centimeter tumor in my appendix. And then, so they said about 9 months from then, if I hadn't have had this, I would have been like stage 4 and in a really bad deal. So,
God damn.
yeah. Yeah.
Used to knowing people then.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Damn.
Exactly. So, no, I've got all sorts of scars now. So I'm all scarred up.
So you don't have a colon?
I don't have a right colon. So
There's 2 colons?
yeah, so you have an ascending and a descending colon. So they took my ascending up.
Oh,
So the
okay,
ascending
okay.
goes up this way, and then it goes around, and then it goes down like into your butthole.
Oh, you can say that out loud.
Todd said to scoot back. He told me I was going to be too hot.
Oh, Marnee, when we had him on last time, we had him do his Here We Go. Do you do one of them better than him?
He won't let me do it.
Do it. Just
I feel like you get a pass.
He
can't
said
undo it.
that it was his thing. That's why I came up with let's have some 1040 fun.
We're gonna have to use that as a hashtag from now on. Whenever we talk about the podcast, we're gonna make that the new hashtag.
That's the name of this episode.
Yes.
When I first said it, because everybody keeps bitching because they're like, and when I say everybody, I mean my mom and my sister keep bitching that I don't talk enough. And so I was like, all right, fuck it. I'm going to like write out the intro for the next one and I'm going to do it. So I wrote it out and I sent it to Todd. And at the end it said, here we go. And Todd went, you can't say here we go. That's my thing. I was like, fuck, what can I say? I was like, ha ha. And then I came up with it and I sent it to him and he went, Jesus. I'm like, I'm doing it. I don't fucking care. I'm doing it. And now I got a t-shirt. So he made me a t-shirt that says 1040 fun. So it's in production. Spoiler alert.
We're getting so much inside scoop here.
Yeah.
Todd was so reserved last time.
I want to tell you so much more dirt. You haven't asked me any questions.
All right, so he described how he met you, or how you met him, or whatever you want to call it. It was his privilege to meet you, right? What was your first impression of a 40-something-year-old retired ex Marine state detective who was trying to be a comedian?
Hey. There's no such thing as an ex-Marine.
Sorry. I'm not good at talking.
I have plenty of Marines in my family.
His number one goal was to get in my pants. That was it. That was number one. When I first met him, we have to understand that I was in the midst of a divorce. So I was in the middle of getting divorced, and when I first met him, his comedy special had to do only with like him being divorced, and all of his jokes had to be about being divorced. So it was the best thing ever. And so my girlfriend was friends with his buddy Chris Bowers, and so after the show we went up and we talked to them, and I met Todd. And so I was getting divorced, Todd had been divorced, Bowers had been divorced, and Chrissy had all been divorced. So all four of us, we were like, and so we took a shot together. And then hours later, he was like, hey, divorcee, come here.
That's what he called you?
Yeah.
So romantic.
And me being like the drunk fucking hoe I am, I was like, hi. And I went and talked to him, and then it was probably about 7:30 in the morning when we left Morty's, which is, he used to own Morty's, as we all know. So
Yeah.
it was literally about 7:30 in the morning when we left there, and I didn't even get his number that night. Did not get his number, nothing. But he tried very hard to. And I said no, like a lady. And then the next day, Bowers texted me and he was like, "Hey, is it cool if I give Todd your number?" And I was like, "Yeah, for sure." And then it was about 6 months of us going back and forth and back and forth. And we'd hang out every once in a while. And then I was like, "Hey, like, I kind of want this to go somewhere." And he was like, "I want to see other people." I'm like,
Douchebag.
Cool. And then about a week later, we started looking at houses together because he wanted my opinion on the house that he was going to buy. And then so I went with him to look at all the houses. And then this house that currently, bedroom number 4 that we're in, was my favorite house. And then he bought it. And then about 3 months later, he said that he wanted to be exclusive with me. It was great.
You don't seem thrilled or happy about that whatsoever.
Fine, I guess. Whatever,
He is such a hoe. Did you want to hear the first time he told me that he loved me?
Sure.
Yeah.
Oh God.
It was the day before St. Patrick's Day. What was it? 2 years ago, maybe? 2 years ago, the day before St. Patrick's Day, we were at Kilroy's, surrounded by all of the people that he used to work with. And he looked at me and he went, "You know what? I love you," and walked away.
Hey,
In true Todd fashion.
I can kind of respect that because how I proposed to my wife was I threw the box at her and I'm like, "Hey, you want to get married?" So
That's the least surprising thing I've ever heard about you, Ronnie.
I have a lot more less surprising stuff.
Did he actually ask you out? Like, did he ask you to be his girlfriend or go steady or whatever?
No.
I'm 100% on board with that. If you're exclusively, just being with one person, I think you're dating. And that's not what my girlfriend thought. So she made me pull the truck over on the side of the road and ask her. Or maybe I didn't pull over. I might have just slowed down. Whatever. However that goes. But yeah, I thought we were dating since Christmas, but she decided in March that we were official. So I was just curious how that goes.
You have to write her a note. Write yes or no.
Yeah,
I think there's an age gap in relationships. I feel like those younger relationships tend to require more definitions of that.
I don't know, dude.
I think once you get a little bit older.
My spirit is about 77 years old, so I'm pretty old fashioned.
Yeah, the two youngest people on here, Tanner is an old soul, and my favorite artist is Merle Haggard, so that says a lot about me. So
it's the mullet there.
Yeah,
So,
true.
who's the youngest?
Trashman by far.
How old are you?
I'm 24 years old.
24. Who's next?
Me, I'm 26.
Who's next?
Yeah, I'm 26.
Probably me. I'm 31.
Nope, I would be next. I'm 30.
I'm 36. And Marco is about 70 years old.
57, I think. Marco.
He was alive for World War One. Little did we know he was hiding in the basement of a house.
You aren't as old as Todd, Marco?
No.
No.
I legit thought you said you were older than him.
Fuck off. I'll be 39 this year.
How old is Todd? 40 something?
48. He'll be 49 this year.
Jesus. So how is that working with the age gap? Is that bother you at all? Yeah, that's awesome.
No, it doesn't. I was really, really concerned to introduce him to my grandparents.
Because they're the same age.
Well, he's 2 years younger than my mom's youngest sister.
Nice.
So that was when you kind of look at it that way, you think about it differently. But the minute,
Todd's not dumb. He knew he was going to need a nurse soon.
Well, how much older are you than Billy?
Well, Billy's
Bailey.
my age.
he's 23. Bailey's 23 now. Yeah, so I am 7 years older than Bailey.
So are you definitely more friends with him than trying to jump into the stepmom role?
Oh yeah. Dude.
Okay, I didn't know. I didn't know how that would work. I've never been
yeah.
been
God.
married or anything.
Oh God, no! Bailey is probably one of my favorite human beings ever. He is so normal. He is more of an old soul than I am, than Todd is.
I was gonna say, I
than
feel like
anybody is.
yeah.
He took care of us when he lived here. He ran this household. He is.
I met him in Cincinnati at their live show or whatever. We drove down there just to catch him, and he was running through the upstairs. I don't know. Pat bought like everyone in the building a shot.
Shocker.
And for whatever reason, he got the responsibility of like bringing shots somewhere, and he like stopped and he was waiting in line, like behind like 25 people at the bar. And I turned around, and I'm like, Gator? He's like, yep. I'm like, I think you get to go to the front of the line. Well, I don't want to cut. And I'm like, nah, pretty sure you got somewhere more important to be than right behind us in line. He was
him.
so cool.
That's him. He is the kindest soul. He has the biggest heart. He's the best person, and he's definitely, when he moved out of here, it was a hard day for both of us. It sucks not having him here. It very, very much sucks. We loved having him here.
You guys lost your early 20s parent because Todd's the oldest child I've ever talked to in my life. I love Todd, but man, the conversations I've had with him.
No. And exactly, that's why everyone's like, what's the age difference? Like, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, fuck, have you talked to him, dude? Like,
The maturity level, you're the adult here.
yeah, like, all right, here I am at 30, yet. God, I wish you could see him right now.
Is he just sitting there, leg crossed?
Arms
crossed?
No, I wish I could turn it because he's laying on the couch. One leg is up against the ceiling, the other one's pointed out, and he's.
That's my move on the couch too. Look at the old man with his glasses on.
I'm working.
Yeah, glasses, Todd. It's my favorite Todd.
And I'm posting pictures of her podcasting. You guys, I can't find you on social media. You got to work on the Anomalies podcast social media handles. They need to come up quicker.
We're kind of suspended.
We're suspended from Twitter.
It was like right after McComas's episode, and we got suspended.
You said that they're suspended.
Oh, great.
What? You're really suspended?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so the problem
Is this for anything child porn related?
No.
Okay. All right.
So
cool.
our account got
All right.
suspended. We don't know why, but it's right after our episode with you. And
Oh, Jesus.
I just got a new phone number like a few months ago, so the backup code keeps sending to my old number, and Twitter is unable to resolve any of these fucking problems right now.
Dude, I lost the Funtown accounts because of that, because I was putting them all under one phone number, my phone number, and then it said, hey, you're being defrauded. And I was like, did anybody fucking ask me if I was being defrauded? That's my phone number. So I had to go with @FuntownPod and create a whole new one with the Authenticator app instead of using my phone number. I'm like, yeah, this is pretty counterproductive.
You can't
Very
post
much
the
so.
fact that I'm wearing a blanket on my legs, Todd.
Eat a dick.
Hey, would you tell him he's a fucking cop? Can he just like call Twitter and make them like unsuspend our account?
Yeah, call Twitter as a cop and make them unsuspend your fucking account, you bitch. He fucking posts this picture of me, and as you can see, like, I haven't washed my hair in a long time. That's why I'm trying to sit like this. But I put this jacket on to look fancy, but below I'm wearing a blanket and slippers. And he fucking takes a picture and shows the blanket and slippers. I'm like, is this not the part of, like, quarantine where you can't see your blanket?
I mean, Marco is podcasting from a goddamn lazy chair. And I'm pretty sure TA's on his couch, Flex is on his couch,
At least we're not in our fucking
Trashman.
storage room.
haven't had a
This is
haircut
the
in, like,
office
6
at the
weeks.
farm. Me neither. That's why I'm wearing a hat, dude. I was like Captain Caveman.
Can we talk Todd into letting me cut his hair? Because I'm really good at it, and he won't let me do it.
My wife just cut my mullet. Like, she just trimmed up my mullet.
Yikes.
So, it's actually not bad.
No, it looks okay
For a mullet, yeah.
for a mullet.
It's respectable.
My barber, I can't get to my barber. He's about 4 hours away. So,
And you choose to have a mullet?
it's so.
Oh my god! This is my favorite moment of this podcast history.
Someone had to call him out on it.
You don't even
No.
live in Wisconsin. Sorry, Tanner. Love Wisconsin.
Hey, no big deal. Mullet friendly up here. Trashman, we cannot hear you.
Hello, hello.
Oh,
Best day ever. He got
Can you hear me
roasted and
now?
he can't.
Yeah, all right.
Damn it.
Yes, yes.
All right. So, fun story. Does anyone in here even know why I have a mullet? I don't think any of you guys have heard this.
You don't want any children?
No.
It's a form of birth control.
So, when right before my wedding, me
God.
and this was when Pat was still with Barstool and Todd was still with Pat at Barstool. I called into the show and I told him that my groomsmen were growing out mullets and I had long hair. And Todd literally said, "Get a mullet for the wedding." So
Did you
then,
listen to him?
no. Well, here's the thing. Right before the wedding, my mom made me cut the mullet off, and then
It's a good one.
right after that, I don't know why. The idea of a mullet was implanted in my head, so I just started growing one, and I've had a mullet since I cut it into a mullet right before the Super Bowl, right after my wedding. So yeah, Todd actually gave me the idea of a mullet.
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. I want to see it from the side. Can we see it from the side?
Yeah, mugshot us there for you, Ronnie.
Holy shit.
That's so good. That's so good.
It used to be, so it would come down to here on me before. Yeah, it was long. There's probably some old video
Oh
of
my
it.
God.
Yeah. I don't even know
What-
if Todd knows that.
What do you want to do with Todd's hair, Marnie?
I just want to, like, fuck it.
What?
All right. This has been
Well,
an
that's one way to do
ongoing. This has been an ongoing argument for a long ass fucking time. So he thinks that he's fucking 24. So he has this like short down here, and then he has this long shit up here that he like swishes over. I don't know what the fuck he does with it, but I'm
I
like,
try to do that too.
But I'm like, why don't you just shave it and make it one thing? And he goes, no, because it's important to have this swoosh right here. And then he claims that he wants to grow it long. But, like, I looked through the pictures when we first started dating, and he had this, like, nice trimmed beard and this short hair. And now he's, like, scraggle puss, long, weird, fucked up shit on the top of his head.
I feel like this is the best time for someone like him to experiment with his image because he's going to be seen by the least amount of people during quarantine.
It's true.
I'm on your side here. I'm trying to fight for you.
That motherfucker cares. Like, if we go out to dinner, I will arise from the bed, which is where I spend 99% of my time. I will arise from the bed. I will throw on a hoodie and a pair of leggings and whatever gym shoes I can find and walk out the fucking door, right? McComas, on the other hand, will wander around the room for 45 minutes. He'll put on 4 different pairs of jeans, 10 different t-shirts, 15 different sweatshirts, 11 different hats, and he'll ask me my opinion on every single one of them, and every single one of them will be like, yeah, it looks good, and he'll change it every single time. That
What
motherfucker,
the-
Oh, I know all about that.
he
Yeah.
There too.
How do I look? You look great. Oh, I'm going to change 5 more times.
he takes so
Fuck
fucking long to
that.
get ready. He takes so long to get ready, and he blames that on the fact that he grew up not having money. So he grew up kind of poor, if you will, and he had clothes that people made fun of him for. And so now that he doesn't have to do that, he thinks that he constantly has to put himself. So even if I was sitting here right now, like I want to go to Walmart or I want to go to the gas station, he will literally stand up, go put jeans on, find a t-shirt, find a hat that matches, and walk out the door. He will not leave the house in sweatpants. He will not leave the house
Hold
in
on.
sweatpants.
I think that's a good
If
rule.
you're at Walmart,
Hold on.
if you're at Walmart in sweatpants, though, you're dressed too high. Like you're
And,
doing
hold on.
good
In
at
Todd's
Walmart.
defense, in Indy, I mean, he's kind of a celebrity. I could see. I mean, how many times does Todd get stopped when you guys are out?
A lot.
There you go.
Really?
A lot, yeah.
That's awesome. I didn't think it was the case.
No, it happens. It does happen a lot. It's funny. Like even when the other day we were walking, like it was like on the Monon or something, and people stopped him even on the Monon walking and wanted to take a picture with him. So it's weird because it's fucking Toad, dude. It's like.
Hey, I've met the guy 3 times, and I have a picture with him every single time.
I take a picture with him every day, so like bitch, take a picture of me.
Hold on. The Becky challenge video that you guys did
I was going to
together
bring that up. That was incredible.
Fucking amazing. That was like my favorite thing I've seen this year on the internet.
That's why when you brought up TikTok, I was like, don't you be ashamed. You guys have a future in that.
Well, so people are. Let's see how many followers I have on TikTok right now because I'm fucking proud of this. Okay?
Plug it. What's your TikTok?
Todd's so mad at me about this, truthfully. Because my name on everything.
Mustang Marnee.
My name is Marnee with 7 E's.
Jesus. Well, you do. If you type in MARN, you are the first name that pops up.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. Because I tried to do Marnee like my Instagram with 4, nothing. Like that was taken. 5 was taken. I don't like the number 6, so then I just moved right on to 7. Dude, I got 438 followers on TikTok, and I'm
439. I just followed you.
Fuck yeah, and I'm fucking proud of that. I'm so proud of that. Oh,
You have
439.
You have 12,000 views on one of your videos. That's impressive.
Yeah, that's my Una Na.
Una na. Oh, that's the one where you click your heels with another person? Gotcha.
Todd's post already is up to 67 likes of you podcasting. So,
Is that also on Instagram?
No, I didn't post that one on Instagram.
No, the Todd just posted of you.
Oh God, I don't know. It
That's
is.
on Insta. Yeah.
With my blanket.
Oh my God, there it is.
Look, that's us. And we can't tag you in it.
That's okay.
I'm not seeing it.
And we really can't tag anomalies. God, that's a mouthful.
I didn't know you couldn't tag us. We just can't go on the account.
Wait, what happened? Does anybody know?
TA, you're technically the technical guy.
I think somebody flagged us for something we posted, but I don't know what it is.
I mean, there was that, and I think all of us tried to log in at the same freaking time when we realized we were locked out.
Right.
It's true.
So Twitter probably freaked out and just overprotected itself, locked the account down.
It's probably not common that one Twitter account has users from California, Nebraska, Iowa, Wisconsin, and Indiana all at the same time, but
Very true.
maybe.
Wait, so your Twitter is black. Your Instagram is too, though?
No. Instagram should be
The only thing that we really
Anomalies pod on that one.
Yeah,
we suck at Instagram.
Yeah.
See, and I don't ever use my Twitter. I don't even know. Like, every time I want to post on Twitter, I have to ask Todd which button to push in order to make a post.
Oh, you're like Bree then, it sounds like. She has to ask Marco how to use Twitter.
Exactly like Bree.
That's why
God.
I love her.
You're loved.
Wait, she watches you.
She's
She
right.
watches you podcast like Todd watches Marnee.
She's laying in bed over there.
You have a chair in your bedroom?
Yeah, so
You have a brick wall in your bedroom?
He's living in a dorm room.
so we live in a townhouse, right?
She sounds like Dory
then
right now.
I have
up.
2 kids and she has 1. But we don't really like kids that much. So we put them all upstairs.
Then why'd you have so many?
So they're all upstairs, right? And then we move down to the basement where it's like our bedroom and our podcast studio.
I love that.
But it's really just our own apartment where we can literally lock the door and keep everybody else upstairs.
I love that.
Hold on. So you're telling me the Mexican Brady Bunch guy doesn't like kids?
Hey,
Oh my
I
God.
just got divorced for the 3rd fucking time to a chick with 4 kids.
I
Okay?
just I just choked on my beer laughing at that one. We don't really like kids. Are you fucking kidding me?
I mean,
You're like Wally Cleaver of the Mexican world.
our kids are all right. Like, I love them. But at
You're
the
gonna
same
fuck
time, it's
them?
like,
TV
They're all
breaking
right.
asses.
we also, like, not dealing with kids. 'Cause
You've been
then we
divorced 3 times. That's all I've gained from this.
get-
Three.
So you passed Todd.
Yeah, no, I tell Todd all the time. Hey,
Lapped him.
You
Yeah.
left him. Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, I actually just got my 3rd divorce 2 Mondays ago.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Can I say congratulations?
yeah, absolutely.
Yes,
Thank
please.
you.
We all,
Thank you.
we all celebrate it.
Thank
We literally
you.
we titled the episode of the podcast "Late in Divorce" or something like that because he was late because of his divorce.
Yeah.
Everybody kept telling me that they were sorry. Everybody kept saying, "I'm sorry. I'm sorry." I'm like,
I celebrated the shit out of it.
no, congratulations, motherfucker. That's what you're supposed to say. I'm like,
Yeah.
when I got divorced, I was like, phew, yes, got it, done.
I think
Love
the
it.
drunkest I ever been was a divorce party. Actually,
I wanted a divorce party so badly. I wanted one so badly, but I was already dating him when the divorce was finalized, so I felt like that was a little inappropriate.
sure.
But I love my ex-husband. He's a great guy. He's a phenomenal human, but it just didn't work out between us. So
That's cool. It could be amicable then.
it was it's not amicable.
Oh well, fuck. All right, my bad. I'll stop assuming shit.
I can say that I like him. He probably doesn't like me very much, but like I like him, and like I think like he's a great guy, but sometimes shit just happens, and you don't see eye to eye anymore, and it's done. And
Gotcha.
All jokes aside, I mean, obviously you and Todd do also click very well. What's it been like?
It's like a 24/7 roast battle with those two.
Yeah, well, I know, but I think a lot of it's in fun, and I think a lot of us can see that. But what is it like living with a comedian, and not even just the comedian part, like Todd as a person?
it's really nothing like you would think it is. Todd doesn't speak. Like, he is a very, very, very quiet human being. So what my family had to understand was that they see him as a comedian. They saw him, or they heard him on the podcast. They heard him on the radio, and so they think that he was very outspoken, a very talkative guy, and he does not speak a lot in person. He came with me to Atlanta to visit my sister, and my sister the whole time kept going, he hates me, he hates me, he hates me. He's not talking. I'm like, you don't understand. This is Todd. Todd doesn't talk. He's a very quiet person normally. So unless he has like a zinger or something that he wants to fuck with you about, he's very quiet. And he's a very laid back, quiet person. And I know that's like hard to believe, but he legitimately doesn't really speak often. But then there's a lot of times where he's a fucking asshole. And so you're like, like he'll hide. He loves hiding and scaring me. He loves
That's some TikTok videos we need to see.
oh my God.
He loves
We really do need to see that.
He loves talking. He talks so much shit. The other day, I was doing a puzzle and I was missing one edge piece. And I had been working on this puzzle for days, and I was missing one edge piece, and it was pissing me off. And I got up and I went to the bathroom, and I came back, and the edge piece was in its spot. And I looked at him, and I was like, "Really?" And he came and he like pelvic thrusted in my face, and I was like, this the whole time. And he walked away with middle fingers, and then he went back to this room right here. And like, that's him, but he's a quiet person. He's super quiet. So it's funny to think about. And podcasting, my favorite part about podcasting with him is that like he's gonna fucking murder me, but I don't even care. He when we podcast, right? So he edits the whole thing. Todd does everything. That's what a lot of people don't understand, is that for 1041, for Dockheads, and for Funtown, he does everything. He does like recording, the editing, the sounds, the this, the that, everything. He does it, every single thing. So they're now recording 2 days a week. I mean, he is up all night, all the time doing all the shit. But with 1041 with us, it's still us. So we'll still fucking fight like cats and dogs doing this podcast, right? So
And it's funny. It is hilarious.
oh no, this last podcast, right at the beginning of the episode, so I'm on call a lot with work and I can't turn my phone off. So I had my phone in between my legs and I don't know what I was doing, but I like pushed on it and Siri kept going off. Like it went off twice and he fucking went off the D-pad. Full Todd, pissed off, yelling at me like, you need to fucking turn this off. You're not fucking taking this seriously, blah, 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 blah. We sat in silence for 40 minutes after that. Not like we were trying to record 40 minutes after that because neither one of us, we were both like, neither one of us were talking to each other or anything because we fought over my phone having Siri and I refused to turn it off. And then there'd be like times in the middle of the podcast where I would like turn my chair and it would make a fart noise and he'd fucking yell at me for moving. Like, I mean, it's so funny because it's like all this shit can be edited out. Like, Todd, you need to make like a what's it called? Blooper video of the dumb shit that I say and the dumb shit that you say.
Or just either a blooper video or just put out a blooper pod. Like at the end of the season, just put out like
Or even
this
at the
is
end of
this
no.
season's blooper.
At the end of the episode, like a movie. At the end of every episode, you put the bloopers.
That's
Hey,
what
Todd,
I think
you're
too.
welcome for the idea.
That's what I think. I tell him that all the time. Like all this shit that you cut out. Like I think in the last episode he burped, and I started dying laughing, and I was laughing so hard, and I think he left it in there, and so then and I'm like, okay, like that's the shit that you need to keep. Like that shit's funny. Like.
Marco, are you drinking out of like a fucking pimp chalice? What the hell is that?
I don't. Are you drinking white wine?
Yeah. Yeah.
Last fuck.
He fucking
Question,
doesn't me.
Marco. I know that we're interviewing Marnee, but Marco, are you
Hey,
Barry right now, or
They're
are you
fucking
Marco?
with me about this fucking glass and the wine.
It's an Olivia Pope wine glass.
I was just gonna say that's some freaking scandal
This
shit.
is an Olivia Pope wine glass, bitches.
Who the fuck is Olivia? You're drinking what, a Big Buddy?
Marnee picked it out.
Is that what I'm catching right now? We got
It's a
a.
big chill, motherfucker.
What's that mean?
It's from Speedway.
We don't have those up
I'm
here.
fancy
We got
as
quick
fuck.
trips in
It's
Wisconsin.
Wait,
Crate
you
and
got-
barrel.
Crate and barrel. Oh,
Crate and barrel.
I need to know.
The hell is
fancy
a
as fuck.
crate and barrel? I'm
I don't
so
know.
lost.
That's where this shit came from.
I get that. I'd probably be the same way if I was a wino.
I drink wine like by the bottle when I drink it, and it's a bad
Yeah.
thing.
Well,
Join
Bree
the club.
drinks some super fucking dry.
Marco can fit the
Wine.
bottle in that glass.
No shit. I was about to say, Marco, that glass put the glass next to your head for me real quick.
Jesus.
For those listening, Marco has a 1 foot tall, at least, wine glass.
Chalice.
Honestly, it's like some Game of Thrones shit.
I wouldn't even
Why
say
you
Game of
hate?
Thrones.
Hold on. I don't know if I can.
No. We're not hating, but what?
Here we go.
Where does this come from? You switch from. What is your wine personality? Barry is the White Claw
Hold on.
guy.
Did Marco? Are you drinking with Pinky up?
I was.
Are you drinking Chardonnay?
It's Pinot, I think.
What
No,
is? I don't
crazy.
understand this
So
wine
here's
stuff.
the point.
You're being
Here's the point of
judged.
what I'm trying to tell you. She drinks a really fucking dry wine. I think it's disgusting.
How the hell can wine be dry?
However,
That's
What a man drinks.
It's a liquid. How can it be dry?
I'm not an alcohol abuser. I'll make sure this all gets taken care of. Okay.
You're gonna
Alright.
give it to Bree or what?
No, I took it from her because she wasn't gonna drink it, so I can't let it go to waste.
Drink a Malbec.
I
Marnee,
really
are you a
need that
wino?
glass.
Are you a wine person? Can you do a little wine 101? Because I, what is this dry wine? What does that mean?
I drink Chardonnay and Chardonnay only. Period. Chardonnay. Like that's all I drink is Chardonnay. I would just say that it has like a dry, like a bite to it, if you will.
It's not great.
It's like
Oh,
bitter.
It's not sweet.
delicious.
It's super bitter.
It's not sweet. It's not
No.
sweet.
What's the stuff they sell that's in bags but packaged in boxes?
Slap the
Franz.
wine.
What's that
Franzia.
stuff? Okay, now that's the only wine I like.
That shit's sweet, and that shit'll give you a headache.
Yeah, I know. It's true. That's
That'll
why you
give
mix it
me a
with Pedialyte, like a professional.
The only wine I actually like is like Moscato the Diasti. Right?
That's the
That's
the
so
barefoot
good.
stuff, right?
Great.
I remember
Great.
my first time drinking wine.
Oh, I don't want to fucking hear that shit. You know what?
There's a what winery, vineyard, whatever the hell, like half a mile from the farm. I should really stop in. I wonder how they're doing in the.
What is it?
What do you mean?
Like, what's the
name?
vineyard?
No, I don't know. It's like country bumpkin wine or something. No free ads. I honestly don't know. I've never thought about going there. But I should. I mean, they've got to be hurting in the quarantine, I bet.
Where should Todd and I get married? You guys are coming, so where should we go? We want to go where should we go?
When Todd was on, he told me that he did a stand-up show in Minong, Wisconsin, at the community center. You ask him about that. That's where Jack Link Beef Jerky is from. You should get married at the Jack Link Beef Jerky Factory.
That would totally be like
barely
the most fun
eat
thing
meat.
ever.
I barely eat meat. That would be a fucking.
We gotta move on before I get mad.
TA,
You're about to get in trouble.
Are you coming to Apple when we go to?
Yep.
You are good.
Yeah, Brittany bought tickets for it and everything.
Good. That's in June though, right? June 20
Yeah, we're hoping
something.
it's still going.
I swear to fucking God, dude. It better. It better. We're all going insane.
You're the breadwinner right now, I suppose.
I'm
the
not working
podcast.
either.
Oh, you're not salaried? Oh, I don't know how nursing works, so I mean, thank you for everything you do and all the nurses, but like, I just assume you're all salaried. Damn.
We're hourly, yeah. So I'm basically furloughed. So we're leaving early every day. Oh shit! Don't tell Todd I did that. He'll kill me.
What'd you do?
I keep swerving in the chair and I
Stop.
pounded the
Nope.
desk.
You didn't. No, you didn't.
Hey, Mark, you got a hell of a lot prettier.
Oh my God!
I don't know what I'm doing. He's like, I need you to get on here really quick.
He had to go get a different glass so we would stop making fun of him.
Probably.
Well, I don't know why he would put me on for that because I make fun of him all the time.
Very true.
This has pretty much just been a big roast the entire time, so you'll fit right in.
Yeah, exactly. I'm trying to get them to ask me questions so I can roast Todd and just not do it on my own. So at least they're asking me to
All right,
roast him.
what's your most embarrassing story about Todd?
Oh,
Let's just dive deep then, if that's what you want.
Oh, I don't know. Recently, yesterday, I got in the fucking shower. His favorite thing to do is to use my razor, right? And I don't get that. I don't get
What?
that. I don't know. Thank you. Thank
Why?
fucking you.
No.
I don't know. He loves to use my razor. And then what he doesn't do is he doesn't like wash out all the little hairies, right? So yesterday I got in the shower and I like went to use the razor and I picked it up. It was covered with all the little hairies.
okay.
And you couldn't even see the razor anymore.
So
Wait a second. Doesn't he have a
fuck?
Manscaped sponsorship? No. He's sponsored by Manscaped. Doesn't he have like a
That's
relationship?
what I
there?
told him. And he said, but Marnee, it wasn't in the shower.
okay, I'm gonna out my wife right now because she's used my razor before in the shower to shave her legs and not cleaned it out.
Ronnie,
So,
dude. You can't do better than your wife. Stop.
I know. No, I give her shit about it all the time.
Marnie is in the leader position in that relationship. She gets to out Todd here, okay? But you better shut the hell up.
Yep.
Yeah, I outkicked my coverage. That's for damn sure.
That's
Oh,
definitely
fuck Todd. Fuck Todd. What else does he do? Oh, God.
What's the number one thing that he does that annoys you the most?
Talks? No, I'm just kidding. Breathes? No.
Do you even like this guy? You're like, state detective pension? Yep, that's the one.
Can I
He
tell a
always-
story real quick?
Yes.
So my wife, she absolutely hates when there's like spooning, right? I can't breathe on her if we're spooning because she hates the fact that there's breath going on her. So I either have to hold my breath or roll over. So she wants
You need a
to
snorkel.
spoon her, but yeah, I don't know, man. So
You need a
I get
spooning
it.
snorkel.
She wants
This
to stop
podcast
breathing
is
on a
just-
regular basis.
I love that so much because it's like, what do you hate the most about your spouse? Breathing. Shit, shut the fuck up.
Well,
Yeah.
you're similar to my wife, so yeah.
Todd does a bunch of dumb shit. Like
Well, we got all night.
we all do.
I've done some very dumb shit in my life. So
he'll be on these important like business phone calls, right? Like today, he's got a bunch of stuff in the works, which he'll murder me if I say anything, so I won't. But he's on the phone, and I'm doing my puzzle, and I know I'm watching Entourage for the first time. Don't judge me. So I'm watching
great show.
Entourage.
You'll love it.
I've never seen it.
Oh God,
I've
I'm
never
obsessed.
seen either.
I'm obsessed, and I'm doing my puzzle, and he is standing right the fuck behind me on the phone, on speakerphone, talking over me. You're like, no, shut the fuck up, dude. Go away. Go in your office. Talk on the phone there.
Bedroom 4.
Go in bedroom 4. Or like, if you're like cooking or doing something, he will always be standing directly in front of the trash can or the refrigerator. Like, it's like, bitch, go away. Go the fuck away. Like, and then the other day, I went on like this long ass run. He sleeps until like noon 1 because he's up all night editing. I get home from my run. He's in the bathroom and he's like standing in the bathroom, butt ass naked, standing there staring in the mirror. And I was like, "Are you gonna get in the shower?" And he's like, "Yeah, I'll get in there in a second." And I was like, "Okay, but like I'm gonna go." And he was like, "No, I'm gonna get in there in a second." And he's just standing in the front of the mirror like.
Oh my God, we gotta have him back on to retort to some of these.
He's such a fucking hoe. He's not even in here. I don't even know where he is.
Oh, I
now,
was gonna
but-
say, like, you have some balls telling these stories of him right there.
I would say this shit right in front of his face. Fuck him, dude. Like, I'm so mad at him about this rabbit right now. I'd crush him right now.
So, I think you were telling that story right before we started, and
Oh,
Bree
that wasn't
definitely
even
wasn't
on
here.
here.
So why are you pissed at him, and why is a rabbit involved?
Because he fucking, Carter, my dog, found a rabbit in the backyard. He didn't kill it. He kept pushing it with his nose. Didn't kill it. But McComas, on the other hand, picks up this fucking rabbit and is holding it like a baby and then finds a box, puts it in a box, takes all these leaves, finds the hole that it was in, takes all this hair, which I was telling all of my new friends that I'm assuming was his dead brother's fur, put it inside the box, went and chopped up these carrots as finely as humanly possible, put him in the box, and now he's sitting in the box in the garage because he wants to keep it as a fucking pet.
That's probably that she is probably pregnant. So,
But it's a
you
baby,
go.
like it's a legitimate baby, like its ears are like flat back against its head. It's about like this.
There's no
big.
age of consent in the rabbit world, unfortunately. It's kind of a vicious thing.
It really is.
I'm telling you, when I go to work, I'm going to go get that fucking rabbit and I'm just going to let it go because he's going to be back in here doing whatever. I'm probably doing so bad at talking to the microphone. This is what I'm really bad at.
No, you're doing
no,
fine.
you're good. We all have audio issues. So, real
Yeah,
quick,
we always
so
have audio
does he-
issues.
Does he hate it when you call him McComas? I love it every time you do it, but when you call him McComas, I just crack up. Does he hate that, or what does he feel about that?
No, he hates when I call him Toad.
Oh, that would drive me nuts too.
I wanted to start a new podcast and I wanted it to be called Toadstool and he wouldn't let me.
Oh my God.
He hates me. I also, do you see on this Funtown how it says population 4?
Okay, yep.
Mm-hmm.
That's because Todd made Funtown for 4 people, right? And I want to be the 4th person, and he won't let me.
So who does he have in mind for the 4th, or can you not reveal?
He wants a boy. He wants another boy. And I was like, man, dude, I could be like the next Jordan Berry. Like,
Yeah.
I could be like the next
Yeah.
JB. And everybody, but I'm not innocent. So like that's why.
She's a sweetheart. Yeah, that's not to be a Jordan.
It's called
girl. She
acting,
is,
Marnie. You can act. You gotta cut the F-bombs out, probably.
Like,
Start
No,
making
that's the
some
pot calling the
jams.
kettle black. I'm going on like 15 years in a row where I try to give up swearing for Lent, and it just can't happen.
what about those people that are trying to give up social media for Lent right now? They have what, one more week?
Yeah, yikes. I never thought about that.
Like the people that gave up social media for Lent and then you're quarantined, the fuck do you do?
Yeah,
What do you do?
masturbate, probably.
Safe sex is in your hands.
Oh,
See,
man,
that's why I
Marco's
should be
back.
number 4. Welcome back. Where's your goblet?
Oh,
Where the fuck's the goblet?
oh shit.
Filled to the brim.
Isn't that a scary glass to drink out of?
Oh, it's terrifying to drink out of.
I feel like it'll just.
break it.
Why don't you hold it
Shatter.
by the stick?
Well, 'cause I'm not a fucking monster.
I feel like you could break the bottom off of it, and it would just be the perfect murder.
I just want to see like you holding the stick, drinking out of it like a Neanderthal.
God damn it.
Like, how can you get both hands on it, Marco? Can you double click?
Yeah,
TA, can you edit a big black dick onto this one? Oh, speaking of big black dicks, I have to tell this story before I forget. Marnie, you just happen to be here, so it'll be even funnier. But we got an Amish guy who works for us at the farm. I think I've mentioned him before. Yeah, his name is Danny. He might move in with me. Dude, it's gonna get wild. Yeah, he's looking to go out of the Amish or not out of the Amish, but at least move out. Anyways, not important. He listens to this podcast and. He's giving me like pointers on what we can do better. What, Trashman?
He can't
How the
listen to this
fuck-
podcast.
Yeah, how the fuck does an Amish guy listen to the
Don't
podcast?
tell
I
his
didn't know
parents.
that we had.
But
I didn't
homeboy's
know
got
that-
a smartphone.
That's
Yeah,
cheating.
I
he's
believe
like
they
my
call
number
it
one
Mennonite.
Snapchat friend. No, he's way cooler than Mennonite. Anyways, so today at work, it was it's been bad weather all day, and man, if my boss is listening, this could get funny. Whatever. You can know how you can like crop things out on Snapchat and like do a little bit of photo editing. It's like Photoshop Lite, at least for rednecks. But anyways, yeah, you can do that on Snapchat. Well, the guy at the shop named Tate, he's always known for taking a picture of you and then cropping a big black dick onto you and something like that. Well, he got Danny at the lunchroom today eating freaking pizza. And that's what Danny has for lunch every single day of his life. It's a frozen pizza. But
The Amish guy?
yeah, dude,
Has
he's
frozen
awesome.
pizza?
He's just not Amish.
He is. He's just a sinner like everyone else. He just happens to break more rules. I'll have him on sometime.
So he also uses a microwave.
Yeah, dude. I pick him up every morning. It's
He
great.
uses a cell phone, and he's not Amish.
He is. I mean,
I think it's just
Catholics
I think
have
it's
sex
just
before
like
they're
you,
married.
he just
Doesn't
has
make him not Catholic.
I think he just wears dark clothes and has a beard like you.
Here's the thing.
He doesn't have a beard.
I hold Amish to a different standard.
Okay, don't derail this story. You guys can debate the sanctity of the Amish religion later. So he's sitting at the break room today eating his freaking frozen pizza, and Tate's like, hey, Danny, slide to the right a little bit. So he slides out, and he goes a little widespread, and he gets a Snapchat of it, and then he puts on this big, throbbing, meaty, white penis.
Can we
And
see it?
I think I do have the Snapchat somewhere,
Oh,
but
God.
he saved it, and it was remarkable. Damn it, I don't think I have it. I'm gonna text Tate right
Shout
now.
out to Tom Segura for those guys that don't know, that guy that's going around in that meme died
Yep.
back in.
If you know
Oh,
who it is.
Yeah, Tom Segura is actually selling shirts and stuff and giving all the proceeds to his
For the big black dick guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, he
Barry.
Damn.
Barry. Barry is his name.
R.I.P.
Huh.
Yeah.
I'm sending a text message that says, "Send me a picture of Danny's dick."
Okay.
I'll let you know if it's the real
Please
one.
write no
Tyler,
homo or
Clip
something.
that.
Nah.
Okay.
But anyways, we're huge in the Amish community. I just want to let you guys know. The Northwest Wisconsin pocket of the Amish.
That is true. That is so true.
Hold on.
We
That is
we
so
have
true.
such a huge following amongst the Amish. Okay, now what do you want to whine about, Ronnie?
No, actually, since we're just completely off the rails right now, I need to. You guys talked about the Tiger King last week. I need to bring up why I'm frustrated. I texted.
Sexually frustrated?
No. Okay. So I was watching the Tiger King this last weekend, and then my wife started watching it, and then her mom texted her.
Oh,
Her mom was like, "Oh, like, what are you doing?" She's like, "Oh, I'm watching the Tiger King," and she's like, "Yeah, that's a good show." Like, blah blah. Like, and she's like, "Yeah, it's a really good documentary," and she's like, "No, that's just like a TV show. That's all made up."
She is so off base. Have you seen it, Marnee?
I saw the first episode.
Okay.
So my mom used to work for an exotic vet clinic when I was growing up. So when I was a child, I was maybe 11 or 12 years old. I worked for a lady that owned lions, tigers, coyotes,
Wow.
camels, zebras, mustangs, all sorts of stuff. So I worked there. I fed them. I cleaned their cages. I did everything. So like, I was hoping that would make a fucking
Jon
comeback.
Exotic is back.
But
Carol fucking Baskin screwed up for
fucking Carol, that bitch Carol
fucking
Baskin.
Baskin.
That
Fucking
bitch.
Carol
That
Baskin.
Bitch.
No.
Hold on. I gotta say, every night and every morning for the last probably week, we've gone to bed with Carol fucking Baskin.
Carol fucking
That's like the
Baskin.
last thing that gets said every night and almost every fucking morning.
That phrase is probably said 1,000 times every day I work in
Carol
the shop.
fucking Baskin.
She took worse care of those animals than any of those guys did. Any of them. Any of them. I mean,
So did you
Fucking bitch.
watch it all, Marnee, or just
no,
episode one?
I watched the first episode and it gave me all sorts of feelings. Like that was like my childhood growing up. As
Sure.
I did that shit.
Yeah.
I mean, like
it's
when
probably
they
not good to watch then.
when they started about like, you know, feeding them chicken necks. I mean, I was like 12 years old with an axe in my hand, like breaking up giant frozen blocks of chicken necks to feed to these things. And my friend Kyle would be at one end of the cage pounding on it to get them over there. And then I would be in this little chute and I would throw it in there and then like run back out the chute. I mean, like that was my life. Like that was what we did. And it wasn't, she was like a rehabilitation thing, you know? So like, it wasn't
Sure.
for a zoo. It wasn't for anything. It was just like, they were in her backyard. They were so well taken care of. They were in these giant pens. I mean, more beautiful than fucking that bitch Carol Baskin's dumb shit. I mean, that fucking Carol Baskin. I mean, they were in these beautiful cages. And let me tell you, those tigers will pee on you. No question. No
Yeah,
question.
you could get the shirt.
They will pee. I mean, my childhood was spent dodging pee from fucking tigers. And
What a childhood.
look at
You've
that.
had an interesting life.
I've had a super interesting life, and like Kyle literally just sent me. I have to show you that
You and Tarzan spent your childhood dodging piss from tigers.
Kyle just sent me this, and he said, "I'm the OG zebra king."
Oh, damn.
Because like I mean that was our life. That was our freaking life. We have been laughing so hard about this because. I mean, you see them, you grew up with them. That was my dad worked for the company that was side by side with this place, and it's like I worked there. It's a tiny human. I mean, she had 2 lions, I think 4 tigers, 2 wolves.
Wolves?
Yeah, a bunch of zebras, like mustangs, all sorts of stuff. Like, I mean, it was insane, and it was so cool, and it was so, and you know, my mom working at the clinic, we had baby tigers at my house. I mean, my mom would literally like walk a baby. I grew up in Carmel. If whoever who lives in Indiana knows, I grew up in Carmel, which is like a prestigious city here in Indiana, and my mom would have baby tigers like in our front yard, in our hoity-toity douchebag neighborhood, and you know, and
She's
it's
right.
like
She's right.
It's true, and it's so true, and it's insane to think of like what I had, and you know what, and you'd go to the clinic and they'd have like the circus animals, and you know I worked there for a couple of years when I was in nursing school just for some extra money, and you know they'd give me medications to bring to the zoo, and you got to drive into the zoo and you got to go through these back little doors, and I'd pull up and you'd have to stop because they'd be walking the elephants in front of you, and like these elephants would just be walking right in front of you, and you're like, so you know, like this is.
So it struck a chord with you.
Yeah, and Todd
you have a different experience.
I have a different experience, and Todd arrested. I don't know if he's talked about this with anybody.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
talked
He
about
did.
it on
Okay.
On Dockheads.
Dockheads.
So he arrested one of the guys from that show, and that guy used to come into the clinic all the time, and he was my mom's favorite client that came into the clinic.
Oh, no
And
shit.
so my mom and Todd struck a chord together because they both really liked this guy. So it's like, it's funny, like kind of the 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon
Small
or
world.
whatever it is.
Yeah.
6 degrees of Joe Exotic.
So 6 degrees of Joe Exotic.
That's what
But-
messed up.
So have you caught any of the highlights at all from the show, at least? Like the funny parts?
All I've seen is the shit on TikTok where it's like
There's a lot of that.
I don't wear a tux. I've had some kinky sex. I don't like. I want to
I'm
redo
broke
that.
as shit. I bet that probably gets quoted at the farmer like 100 times a day. People
I
just
wanna-
scream it.
I want to do that so badly. I want to do that so. You know, it's like, and I haven't seen the rest of it except for that first episode. So truthfully, I haven't seen, you know, this dude that Todd talked about, and I haven't seen anything about like the other 2 episodes. So I really haven't seen anything about how that bitch Carol Baskin's husband died. I don't know why Joe
Well, she
Exotic's
killed
in
him.
jail.
She fed that
Hey.
motherfucker to the
Hey,
tigers.
do you want to know? You want to know who's really responsible for COVID-19?
That bitch
That
Carol
bitch
Baskin.
Carol
Carol
Baskin.
fucking
Carol
Baskin.
fucking
Carol Baskin.
That bitch, Carol fucking Baskin.
If it wasn't a quarantine right
So-
now, that would be the #1 selling T-shirt in the
Well-
world.
So I was working with a guy who doesn't talk. Notorious for not talking.
A mute.
Today. A mute. He said 3 words to me for the first year he worked for my
Oh
family.
no!
So, and keep in mind, like, I worked with this guy every day and he said 3 words to me. So he got in the truck today and we're leaving and he turns and he looks at me. He's like, have you seen the fucking Tiger King? He talked more for the next 4.5 hours than I've ever heard him talk. He dove deep. He's like talking about how like those alligators were Michael Jackson's alligators that burned up in the building.
Not true. Actually,
Was
Todd
that
talked
true?
about it. No,
It wasn't true?
Todd said the real story about what happened, but it was there was some correlation with Michael Jackson, but it wasn't his actual alligators.
It was,
But there is a connection somewhere. I just can't remember what the whole thing was.
I don't know. But he
All I know
it
is for Halloween this year, I'm dressing up as Joe Exotic. My wife is going to be Carol fucking Baskin, and my 2
Carol.
daughters are going to be tigers.
Oh my
So-
god!
You heard it here first. You're going to copy his idea right now. You heard it here first. The idea will be copied from here on out.
Oh, that costume is gonna be more popular than the Minions were. Any of them.
Yeah.
I mean, Harley Quinn. Like that was gonna
I
be
can't-
more popular than
I can't
anything.
wait to see all the Joe Exotic.
Is it worth me watching the other? Well, how many episodes
yeah.
are there? 4?
7.
Or,
Seven.
There's 7, but they're only 40 minutes.
But it's super interesting. Like I hate to spoil it, but the tigers become kind of the background.
Secondary.
It's the personalities
tigers are
that keep it
secondary.
captivating.
It's
And
more
I am
about
a
the cat people.
I'm not a documentary
They're all
person at
fucking
all.
nuts.
And when we had Todd on, he was the one who told me, he's like, keep an eye on characters and then just start laughing at them. Find ones you can be interested in, and it makes it more enjoyable. And that's what I've been doing. So I have seen like 3-4 more documentaries since then, and that's what I do. You just pay attention to the characters. The story just kind of fills in. But
So who's your favorite character then?
my favorite one,
On Tiger King.
there's the guy who has like no legs and he has like insane clown posse prosthetics. And I don't want to spoil anything, but that dude's
He's cool.
wild.
I'd say this is
He's
one of those
definitely my favorite.
documentaries where it's kind of like hard to pick your hero.
There's no
Everybody's
hero.
kind of
There are
fucked
no
up.
here's. There's no
Yeah.
good guy.
Yeah.
Well, Doc
Only
Antle,
zeros.
big orgy guy.
So
I mean,
Yeah.
this
anybody with a soul patch and a ponytail like that, you know he's got 3 wives.
I've had kinky sex.
He renamed his wives, gave them breast implants, and then as payment, he just gives them a house and lets them play with tigers.
What?
Yep.
Sorry, I'm spoiling it for you. Now
Get
you
paid
gotta watch.
$100 a week, month. $100 a month. That's it.
What?
the wildest part about this documentary is every person in this documentary could have their own documentary.
Oh yeah.
So
They're
my
all
biggest thing is
insane.
when that chick lost her hand.
She's trans, so he
Oh,
goes by he. Not
sorry,
your
sorry,
fault.
Sorry,
Not
sorry,
your
sorry,
fault.
sorry,
Well-
sorry. When he lost his hand, and I asked Todd, I was like, "Did you see it?" And he went, "Kind of."
They blur it out.
And,
They blur it out a little
I'm
bit.
the asshole that's like, oh, I kind of wanted to see it. Like,
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
That's the nurse in you.
That's one of the most minor aspects of this whole thing. Like, it shows how very real working at one of these places are. But the fact that happened is such a minor role in this whole story.
It really is a
It's-
blip on
it's
the radar
wild.
of the whole show.
So Marnee,
Yeah.
if you do want to watch it, can you commit now? And then will you commit to coming back on and giving us your feedback?
I'm back on all the time.
Because I
Yeah.
think it'd be hilarious because now that we've kind of set the scene a little bit for you, and now that we know your background and the experiences you've had,
Now I'm like, well, if it doesn't have anything to do with like the lions and tigers, because Todd keeps talking about how.
I mean, it does. It does.
But
they're there. But I wanted them to be like, or how do I say this? They're not. You're never going to see them be abused.
But that's what he said. He was like, yeah, it has nothing to do with that, and you'll never
That's the
see that.
important
And
thing.
it's totally nothing like that. And so when he told me that, I was like, all right, I'll probably fucking watch it. So
Yeah.
because when you first start watching it, it kind of gives you the what's that fucking Free Willy Netflix thing?
Free Willy.
Ah!
The
The
one
whale
with the-
movie?
What?
The one
You're
with the
too young.
prosthetic.
God damn it.
No,
Tail?
No.
Oh,
No,
the one
no,
about
that's
the
with
SeaWorld
dolphins.
shit?
yes,
I don't know what that's called.
Kind of.
Blackfin,
water?
blackfish.
Blackfin.
fish.
Blackfish, yeah.
I
The
got
original
about
was
That's
Free
pretty
Willy,
sad.
though.
I got about 7 minutes into that, and I was sobbing
Yeah,
my eyes out, and I couldn't
oh
finish.
no, this is
Mark-
So I was super
Marco's
concerned that this is what I was.
Marco's
Yeah.
a PETA person, so he could never get the
Oh,
tiger.
fuck.
Marco,
king.
you're a PETA person?
Yeah, he doesn't think
I
anyone
don't
should have
even-
pets.
Fuck you. That's
Marco.
not what I said.
Marco, you are a PETA person. You're a PETA shit.
Fuck you.
Oh my god.
He's just quiet now.
Are you drinking a Monster?
I think I just got the
It's a
Amish
White
dick
Claw.
pic.
Ain't no laws when you're drinking claws. That's
Check
you.
this thing out.
Oh my!
What's
Oh,
I love
shit.
the bowl cut.
Hey, I mean, he's an Amish. Leave him alone. He's the coolest dude in the world. I mean, at this point, he's probably one of my best friends, and
He's kind of Amish.
he's pretty. He's a big guy though. I mean, he's taller and bigger than
Oh,
me, and he's
you
built like
showed
a
us how
brick
big of a
shithouse.
guy he was.
I mean, that's
Anybody-
obviously edited, but
Listen to Weird Al. Is anybody else singing that song or just me?
which Amish Paradise.
Yeah.
Down Paradise.
Yeah, we've all heard it.
I keep thinking at 4:30 in the morning, I'm milking cows. Jebediah feeds the chickens, and Jacob plows. That's all I can think about the entire time you're fucking talking about him.
All I
And
remember is I was in 5th grade and that song came out, and I was never allowed to listen to the real song because I'm from Southern Indiana. It was too harsh for my young Christian ears, according to my mom. And
But the
Amish
meth wasn't.
Paradise, I listened to the fuck out of that Amish Paradise.
Well, the real Slim Flakes, please stand up. You're like,
Stand on.
And you, Marnie.
God.
Oh my god, I fucking love it. Does he have horses?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I pick him up every morning at his farm, and
Does he have to like ride on a bike getting pulled by the truck?
No. Amish can ride in any vehicle. I want to have him on here so he can explain it. You guys must not have grown up around Amish, because I grew up around them my whole life.
They can build the shit out of a pole barn. I'll tell you that much.
Yep, that's true.
In
But-
about 4 hours.
So Amish is a religion, right?
Yes.
And I don't need to beat this horse to death, but just like there's different
pun
versions of like Lutherans and different versions of other religions. So like it's church by church on how strict they are. So like some are like super dark ages, some are very very modern, anywhere in between. They're also on every continent, well minus Antarctica probably, but so they're all over the world. So like imagine the differences in the Amish community. So there's a lot of stereotypes. I'm not the one getting offended here, but you do sound like fucking idiots to the Amish community that's listening to the podcast. That's all I'm saying.
I'm just more curious because, like...
That's why I want to get him on here.
Yeah, because, well, I married...
An Amish?
No, someone who was Mormon.
Oh.
And that is...
They're not related.
Yeah, that's a different thing.
Not related.
But the thing is, like, there are a lot of, like, things that Mormons do that you wouldn't think. Like, not all Mormons are, like,
Is she still Mormon?
She's married to me. Do you think she's fucking Mormon?
Can she wear tank tops?
Yeah, no, she's not part of the church anymore.
Does she wear magic underpants?
The LDS panties or whatever they call them. Yeah.
No.
See, that's the...
Yeah.
What's that documentary program? Todd told me to watch it. Marco, you're the one who told me about it. Abducted in Plain Sight.
Oh, that was what Bree told you about. Yeah.
I watched that right after we had Todd on because he told me to try documentaries. Dude, the Mormons up in Idaho. I mean, that is weird. We got dudes jacking each other off to relieve a little stress and alien rape going on. Yeah, weird.
Okay, so what do you guys think that our next 1041 should be? He
Mafia.
wants to... Oh, motherfucking piece of...
Okay. I'll do this.
Jesus.
I'd like
What's
to
wrong
hear,
with the Mafia?
It's boring.
I'd like to hear
builds
something
you.
about, like, the Hells Angels or, like, something like that. Something...
Oh, you
kinda
mean
out
the
there.
Mafia on motorcycles? Yeah, it's
The
so
Redneck
crazy.
Mafia. The Redneck Mafia. I find Hell's Angels to be one of the most interesting, like, gangs in the
I
world.
love that. I don't even think that that's on Todd's list.
Because I think it's just because I've been Yeah, the guy.
Oh, he's
the guy,
already done that, though.
Well, he's talked.
Well, he hasn't done it on 1041.
Yeah.
No, but he's already done it. I forgot about that.
He won't repeat or what?
I don't know. I don't know if he would want to.
Or do it on.
If he already got to talk to him at like those guys like in person.
That's true. I don't know. I feel like those like just out there type things like biker gangs are interesting. I do find the Mafia interesting, but if you guys aren't feeling that,
but
like,
get more specific. What about like bootleggers that worked with the Mafia? So like up in northern Wisconsin, Al Capone and John Dillinger ran shine all across this whole territory. So like get a little more specific. You don't have to like the Mafia in general, but maybe look at like moonshining.
Moonshining would be cool because you could dive deep in moonshining.
Right.
Really?
The Prohibition days. I mean, there was crazy shit.
Prohibition, the Kennedys. There's so much with all that roaring 20s bullshit.
I'm texting right now, so don't forget.
You don't have the notepad like Todd?
I don't fucking know how to use.
You mean you're a young adult, so you know how to use your notes app?
Dude, I have no idea how to use like any of my phone. My phone just yelled at me for having too much storage, and I have no idea what to do to take off of it.
Get a phone with more storage.
I do have this awesome app though, and all you do is mow lawns. I don't know if you can see it.
What?
It's called Just Mowing, and all you do is mow lawns.
Really? I'm gonna look that up right now. Is that
Yeah,
like the most peaceful thing in the world?
Tanner
Hold
tweeted
on.
about
If that's
mowing.
an app that she had to pay for, Trashman, you need to come up with an app for picking up trash. If that's an app that people will download, you need to download.
Just
See,
mow.
you just
This looks awesome.
yeah, you just mow lawns all day.
I'm downloading it right now.
And there's no skill to it whatsoever. You don't go up on any level. You
That's
don't
my
have to
kinda
worry
game.
about losing.
Yeah.
You just sit there and mow all day.
I dream about mowing my lawn. It's so peaceful. I got a 6-pack lawn.
What, it takes a 6-pack to mow it?
Yeah, and I like to mow it twice a week, so it
do you
works
have a
out
cup
great.
holder? Do you have a cup holder on your lawnmower?
You're damn right I do.
But when you put your beer in there, doesn't it make it all flat?
No, you get the special koozie that like locks in that really tight. It holds you pretty
Yeah.
still.
Because whenever I put my beer in the cup holder, the next time I go to take a sip, it's all.
Oh well, I keep the one on deck in the cup holder, and then the one I'm drinking I just keep in my hand, so I'm able to balance it a little better.
I'm not good enough at mowing the lawn to do that shit. I definitely need 10 and 2.
Oh, come on.
Do you have a 0 turn?
Yeah, it is a 0 turn.
Todd wants a 0 turn so badly. I'm like,
You can get into a used 0 turn pretty cheap.
we live on an acre. The fuck are we gonna do with a 0 turn?
Listen,
That's a lot of lawn. You're either pushing it or you're mowing it in style. Well, I mean,
I like pushing it. I think you can make it look way prettier.
so when I was growing up, when we got into our first house, we had like 2 passes on a lawnmower of a yard. But we bought a fucking riding lawnmower just because it was fun. That's when my dad used to drive to the gas station to get beer. So,
that's awesome.
I mean, you can always find a reason. So.
You can go so fast in those 0 turns. Fuck.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out if I have to go to fucking work.
What you asked us what we would recommend for 1041. What do you want to do? You're the co-host.
He doesn't like my idea.
Yeah, but you plant the seeds here, we'll start the grassroots movement. See, Todd's a man. You gotta make him think it's his idea first for him to like it.
So what I want to
True.
do is, I grew up in Chicago, and I grew up with like riding horses, and I grew up within this whole conspiracy, if you will, about these rich ass people that own horses killing
Big
their
horse.
big horse, killing their horses for insurance money. So when their horses were
Oh,
not
shit.
when their horses were not performing up to par, they would kill them and get the insurance money from them. So they would hire people out to murder these horses. So it turns out that somebody found out about what they were doing. Turned out to be, she was the Brock heiress. So like the Brock candy. And she was murdered. And what they think is because she found out about these horse killings.
Oh,
And so there's mafia ties in this. There's money ties in this. There's all sorts of ties in this. And that's what I want to do because that's what I grew up around. But the research is absurd. Like it is this place, that place, that place, this place, and you have to like bring everything in together as one. So Todd has hired some people to do some research, to do some things, but right now we're doing a different case, Indiana local murder case. So that's what we're doing next. But that horse case is what I really, 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 really want to do because that's something that I'd be interested in. But like all you guys said, mafia, like that's stuff that
Or you could
men
just go,
are interested in. So
or you guys could just go really in depth in like a famous case. Like a local one to me is the Jodi Arias case.
I don't know any.
I don't know that one.
You guys don't know about that one?
Oh,
Me
you
and Todd.
guys know the Jodi Arias case.
Yeah, I
Wait,
do.
already
have you
talked
talked
about
about
it.
that one before?
Yeah.
That the one that happened like in your neighborhood, Ronnie?
Yeah, she grew up like a block and a half from me.
How do you
But
how do you
but it
spell that?
happened. But she was in
Jodi
Italy. She was,
Arias. IAS?
I think so.
Well, hold on. Well, you guys handle that part of it, but has Todd showed any interest in the Delphi murders?
Since Down the Hill has been put out, he hasn't really wanted to touch it.
That's fair.
So he had interest in doing it, but then seeing that this one is out and it's huge, Down the Hill is huge. I mean, it's number one on everything. So he doesn't
Right.
really want to go that far into depth with it. And I don't know. I think he was saying that it's still kind of too soon. Like, that's like Indiana's baby, and he wouldn't want to do it any injustice because that's such a big deal and it's so scary and it's so sad. And he wouldn't want to do anything to cause it any sort of backlash or harm. So
Sure.
he's letting this big wig thing take over and do it. And he has another case, I think he said, on the end of season 1 of 1041 and at the beginning of this one that he really wants to do, but it's huge. It's huge. And it's so cool. When he told me about it, I mean, my jaw was on the ground. It is so freaking cool. But like he said, he needs help. He needs help so badly, and it's a lot. It's so much for him to do by himself, and he could do it by himself, but everything would have to be put on hold. Dockheads, Funtown, our 1041, everything would have to stop for 6, 9, 10 months for him to go out, research, write it all out, meet with everybody,
Really?
do everything. So
God damn.
if he wanted to do everything, it would have to be a complete and utter halt.
What that sounds like is more like of a documentary.
Yeah,
honestly.
and I'd never heard of it. Everybody that I've talked to has never heard of this case whatsoever. I mean, literally whatsoever. Nobody has heard of it. So, and I told Todd, I'm like, this has to be out there because this is something that, like, what is that? What is that podcast that was just out that wasn't solved? Culpable. Like that, like I hadn't heard about that shit, but those family, they wanted that out there so badly, and they were so willing to be a part of it, and they were so willing to try to get answers. And so that's what Todd wants to do, and he wants to be able to give this family and give this thing as much and all of his time that he possibly can, and he doesn't want to do it any harm by focusing on other things. And so he really, really, really needs help, and until he can either make enough money, save up enough money doing shows and these podcasts and whatever to be able to take a break to go do this, he can't dedicate his time to it. He can't, not right now. So
This is a question out of pure curiosity. So for 1041 currently, you release a new episode on Monday, and then the rest of the week you guys are researching and then record, whatever day it is, and you're just making them fresh each week? Mm-hmm. I just thought you guys had a bunch like built up in the vault.
No, so
okay. I completely misunderstood.
We record either Saturday or Sunday. We try to record on Saturday so he can edit on Sundays, and then it goes out on Mondays. So usually on like Tuesday or Wednesday, we'll sit down, we'll figure out what we actually want to do, and then once we figure out what we actually want to do, then he'll start researching. And then he'll write a script. So he'll be up all night. So like what you guys, this man grinds. He does nothing but work. He sits in here all day long. So if he's not recording these things, he's writing scripts for them. He's watching documentaries. He's writing scripts for 1041. He's researching for 1041, writing the script for 1041, editing all these things. I mean, he's doing everything. He is literally a one-man band. He's doing it all by himself. So he works his fucking ass off sitting in here doing all this. It's all him. So that's why, like, we laugh and joke at the beginning of me not helping him, but it's like I try to help him, but I show him something. He goes, no, I know how I want to do it, and he'll do the whole thing himself. And he's got a system now, and he's getting a lot better and faster at editing, and he does a great job. And I mean, you can see the soundproof things on either side of the walls. And
he showcased that.
So the Funtown one, and there's a 1041, there's a Dockheads one in front of me. Those are all, they're made of soundproof material. It's all on the ceiling. I mean, everything in here is soundproofed. These microphones are some fancy name microphone. I don't know what they're called, but when we went to Guitar Center, the guy was like, "Oh, you have those microphones." It was all like proud of them. So, like Todd's worked his ass off for this fucking studio. He's, we've taken a chunk out of savings. We've worked really hard, and he is doing a very, very good job. And that's why when he says, like, subscribe, rate, blah, 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 he means it because he puts his heart and soul into these things. And he does a great job. And fucking Dockheads is hilarious. Funtown is so funny. I mean, I'm partial, but 1041's great. And, he works so hard. It's bananas what that man can do. It really, really is. And and when he was actually still not in quarantine, he was doing all this plus being gone Thursday through Sunday.
Damn.
Yeah.
So while he was gone, he's researching, he's editing, he's recording, he's doing everything in between all his shows. So, I mean, he works all the time.
What's interesting is when I heard that Todd was leaving PMI, I knew he'd be okay.
Oh,
Just
yeah,
because
we all knew that.
it was just like, oh, if anyone can do this on their own, it would be him. And I could always kind of relate to Todd because his upbringing might kind of similar in a way. And no, it's just really cool that he's doing all that because the grind is tough. It's hard out here for a podcast.
It is. It's very hard. It's very, very hard. And he will be the first one to tell you that he looks at those numbers daily, constantly, whatever. And what he fails to realize and understand, which I'm sure you guys do too, is he started this thing end of February.
Yeah.
So when you think about it, it's been maybe 6 weeks of him doing this. So it hasn't even been that long of any of this, but Todd only expects greatness. He only expects greatness from working with Pat and from doing Heartland and from having all those things, and his had such great success and all that stuff. So he expects these to be great as well, and he will not accept anything less. So he is working to make sure that they are just as good or better than what he did with Pat. He just wants to work hard, and that's what he's doing. So, and Pat
Hopefully he
and them, they taught him a
understands
lot. So he took what he learned from that, and he had great experiences, and he's made great friendships and great relationships with them, and learned so much. So it's only been helpful for him right now.
Yeah.
Hopefully he understands that not only did we all follow him over in this transition, but there's hundreds or if not thousands of people that did also, because there's the groups on Facebook that, that are following Todd. So, and there's just from when I was in Springfield, when Brian Champagne and Kelly were there and me and Bree were there, like his fans make those like we're all still fans of Pat. We're also
Absolutely.
fans of Barstool, but like Todd was just another part of what that was for us. We all look at him as like, for me, it's like I call him Uncle Todd because I feel like that's how we all kind of see him.
Yeah.
So,
He's a lot different than any other guy that does a podcast. That's for goddamn. that was like, so I've been a stoolie since 2010, 2011.
Oh my
so I've been
gosh.
listening to Barstool content since I was like in 8th grade.
For a long time. Holy shit.
So when Todd and Pat, because I was a fan of Pat because of the whole canal thing.
Absolutely.
So I'm a Raider fan, but when I saw that, I was like, that sounds like something someone in my family would do. So I like that guy. But when Pat came over and then he brought over this group of guys, I was like, who the fuck are these guys? Like, just like thinking about it. And then Todd was the first one. I was like, oh shit, this guy is interesting. And then the rest eventually became interesting. Sorry, Dig. Sorry, Nick. But yeah.
that's how I came over too. It was, I was Bob and Tom. And then
Yeah.
Tom got, I think, Bob and Tom were both kind of friends with Todd, right? And then
Right.
Pat together. So they started going on to the Bobtown show together, and I was like, oh man, okay, these guys are fucking hilarious. And then Pat said that he was going to do the podcast, and they started recording in the basement of the Bobtown show, and that's when I started listening to those guys. But it was Todd and Pat together that brought me in.
Well, and Pat handpicked that group of people, and he did a phenomenal job. Obviously, the chemistry, the camaraderie, the everything was such a good thing. You know, it still is a good thing. It still is. That group of people, they're still phenomenal. They're still funny. They're still great friends of Todd's. They're still good friends of mine. They're still family to us, you know? Like, it's just because Todd's doing this and focusing on this doesn't mean that...
That's the way it felt tonight in Indy. Even though Pat didn't come out with us that night, I mean, he was there at Kilroy's.
Yeah.
But after that, it was the rest of us, Sean included. Well, Diggs went home early like he always does. But the rest of us, it was Nick, Ty, Evan, Boston Connor, Zito, Marnee. Like, we all went bar to bar to bar.
Yeah.
Like, that whole night, and it was just like you felt that like you guys were a family, and I always assumed that you guys would still be that way, even as you guys started splitting away. But I know Sean, and we talked about how Sean and Todd are
they're still very, very close, very close.
Yeah, they both we've talked to. Well, they all got to talk to Todd. I had other shit to do, but when we talked to Sean, he was talked very glowingly about Todd. So. And listening to, it's just kind of cool that like all the ties that lead back like years and years. They're kind of
Sean
cool.
is a special human being. Like he has such a huge place in our hearts, and his girlfriend Terry is. When we got to meet her, I mean, she blew us away. She's so phenomenal, and they are dying for us to come to New York. And I told them that I wasn't going to come in the cold weather, and now we definitely can't come right now. So. But they're such great people, and Todd and Sean are like two peas in a pod. I mean,
he said they talk almost every day, right?
Oh yeah, for hours.
I could see that.
I could only imagine the conversation.
After Todd did the podcast with us, TA hooked him up with this service that we use.
Oh, that's right.
This is all he uses now. He's him and Sean are supposed to film something when we're done, so that's what he wants to do. But yeah, Todd is a female on the telephone. I'll tell you that much. Like
Kathy.
Oh my God.
Terry's awesome. I got a chance to meet her in Chicago, and
she's so good.
My
she's
brother
beautiful and nice and perfect.
She's so awesome. And my brother lives in Queens, New York, so I told Sean that when I get out to New York that I'll definitely come try to hang out with those guys. But hey, if you and Todd end up going, I'm gonna try to make it.
I've never been to New York. I've been to Cooperstown. That's the only place I've been to. The baseball. That's the only place I've been to New York, but I'm dying to go. But I don't really like people that much, you know. So
that's the bad part about New York. I did the whole New York experience, riding the fucking subway, the whole fucking deal, and it wasn't fun.
Todd says that people poop on the sidewalks, literally there's poop on the sidewalks,
or in phone booths.
The fuck?
What
I'm
the hell?
not here for poop on side because there's no alleys or places where homeless people can go poop. They just poop right there, I guess. I don't know.
No wonder we got the corona.
Yeah, the whole thing that Kevin would be like, now you're in New York, that whole thing. Yeah, that was my experience. I got out, I took a cab, I got to where my hotel was, I look over, and there's a homeless man shitting with the door open in a telephone booth.
Dude.
And he just stared at me, and he looked at me, and we made eye contact, and I was just like, so this is what Kevin means when he says, now you're in New York.
Did he wipe?
No! He just pulled up his pants, didn't button them, just pulled them up.
So you're telling me most of the homeless people that you see are walking around with half-filled britches?
No, and just itchy buttholes,
Dude, in New York that's so sad.
Oh God.
I mean, the toilet paper shortage must be getting them bad.
Especially in New York, man.
Oh my god.
I can't. Now I definitely can't wait
Well,
to
the
go to
grass
New
is
York.
growing now, so you kind of like, you know,
Wipe
the
your
dog-
butt like a dog.
The dog drags their butt across the All right, this show is officially gone too far.
No shit.
Marnee, I don't know what you did to unlock this, but we were way more unfiltered with you than we were Todd.
Yeah.
Bunch of gentlemen we are.
I wanted to talk so much shit. I was so prepared to be like,
Well-
"Fuck that."
We don't have to end this. Do you have to go to work?
I do have to go to work.
All right.
I do have to go to work. I have to go save a life.
Do you have
Quick.
one last story?
Weirdest thing you found in a body cavity.
Holy shit! TA from the clouds.
Damn.
Yeah, Tyler's usually quiet.
Sorry. My dad had a transplant, almost had a second one, so I'm familiar.
What kind?
Liver twice. Waiting
That's
for a
what I
second one.
do.
Yeehaw, Captain.
This
You're
is
the
this
Most
is
excited person
yeah,
I've ever
this-
seen.
this is a transplant patient. But yeah, that's what I do. Liver. A crazy thing that I found. We were just doing a transplant the other day, and I was talking to the surgeon while we were doing it about how a friend of mine, she used to swallow like 8 to 10 pieces of gum a day, right? Like just constantly chew gum and swallow it, chew gum and swallow it, chew gum and swallow it. And I was like, is it a myth that it really stays in your stomach for 7 years? And he looked at me and he was like, Marnee, I have been doing intestine, multivisceral transplants for so long. And he was like, every single time. And he's like, I have never found a piece of gum in anybody's stomach ever.
Oh,
so
thank
I was
God.
like, but, we do find a lot of corn. I found some vegetables, there's stuff like that, but I haven't found anything crazy. I don't get to
See?
do any of that fun stuff.
No
Message of
toy
this
cars or
podcast,
anything.
Vegetables are bad for you.
But you can swallow your gum because I always
can
swallow my gum.
Yeah, you can. And it really, he was like, I've never found a piece of gum in my 15 years of doing this. I've never found a piece of gum in a stomach.
You had me
Holy
so
shit.
nervous the way you built that up.
I know.
Like, your eyes look really serious. I'm like, you gotta be fucking
Hey.
kidding me.
This is some Mythbuster shit. This episode right now that we
Yeah.
just dropped. This is some Mythbuster shit. People were like, "Oh my god, for real?"
Well, because it came out because I was scrubbed in. Like, I was I was scrubbed in with him and I was chewing this piece of gum and there's nothing you can do when you're fucking scrubbed in and you're sterile. And I'm like, I looked at him and was like, hey, Dr. So-and-so, I really want to swallow this piece of gum. And he was like, do it.
Do you ask permission?
Yeah, because I was scared. I didn't want to sit in my stomach for the next 7 years.
Have you never done that before?
No, I've never swallowed a piece of gum before. I don't think I could I don't
And
really
you
think,
said you're not innocent. I mean, come
I
on.
don't think I could physically swallow it. I feel like it's like peeing in a pool, like when you you tell yourself that, if you have to go and you try to go pee, you can't go pee in a pool. It's like swallowing gum. I don't
We
know.
have
What
never.
the
Nah,
fuck?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I can't even pee in the ocean.
I've never found a pool I can't pee in.
Really?
I hit a. If I'm in a pool, you just assume I'm peeing.
Even if I have to pee so badly, I could be wakeboarding, tubing, whatever, and even if I have to pee so badly, I could be dangling in the water, and there's still no way I could pee.
There's
No way.
nothing better than floating on an inner tube down a river with a cooler full of beer,
Exactly.
your best friends pissing all over each
There's
other.
no way.
I mean, it's great.
I'd have
Yeah.
to jump off the
That's
tube
some R.
and go in the
Kelly
woods.
shit right there, bro.
That is some R. Kelly shit.
I'm not saying
is-
physically peeing on them, but I'm saying peeing in the water. You
Let's-
just have to
Yeah.
be floating through it.
you wanna
There's a
hear me-
T-shirt in the gift shop when you get done.
Do you want to hear my new favorite joke?
Yeah, we
What's-
gotta.
What's the difference between a garbanzo bean and a chickpea? I've never had a garbanzo bean on my face.
Oh shit, Tyler, cut it.
I think we gotta wrap
We
up
gotta
on
fucking
that.
wrap after that. Shit.
Thank you so much, Marty. How can
Thank
we
you.
find you on your socials?
What the fuck?
It's at Mustang Marnie on Twitter.
Correct,
And then
yeah.
Marnie with 11 E's
No, Marnie with 4 E's on Instagram
and 7 E's on TikTok.
and 7 E's
We have a budding TikTok star and apparently a dirty joke comedian in the midst. Check Marnee and Todd out on 1041 because you're gonna have a whole bunch of 1040 fun.
Oh yes.
We titled this episode a long time ago, like 2 hours ago, so I don't even remember what we are gonna call it, but it's in there somewhere, TA.
I got it all written down. Wow.
Oh, this was so fun. Thank you guys so much.
No, thank you.
Oh, you guys
That
are the
was
best.
great.
Let me come back, please. I hope I didn't ruin it with that
you
joke.
you watch Tiger King and you gotta come back.
All right. Well, next time Todd will be next to me.
Perfect.
All right, perfect.
All right, guys. Thank you so much. I'll talk to y'all soon.
All right.
talk
to you.
Thanks. See ya.
Bye.
Bye.
Is he?
Oh, God. I'm so
Wow,
sorry.
Brian.
Don't invite me to your career day.